Hi there! Say hello to my little friend. This is Leo and he's a French Bulldog, and today I'll be painting a portrait of him. What do you reckon, Leo? Should we get into it? The first step is to transfer the outline onto our canvas. You can find our outline of Leo through the above link. Use a HB pencil to draw onto the canvas. You want to pay close attention to the eyes as they're a real point of focus. I usually rough it all in and then refine it until I'm happy. We're going to need a good set of brushes, so today I'm using brushes from the Premium Brush Wallet. There are 15 brushes in the set. You'll also need a palette knife. Now we're going to tint our canvas. This is also called a ground. For this I'm using satin acrylic and will create a mix of burnt sienna and crimson red. For our main painting, I've chosen to use water mixable oils. An acrylic ground provides a strong, flexible base for oil painting, and it dries in 5 minutes, so we can start painting straight away. Use a large gesso brush to quickly lay the coat on, and dip your brush into a tub of water before loading it with paint. This will keep the coats translucent enough so the drawing can be seen beneath the coat. Create a mix of phthalo blue and titanium white and lay it in around your dog. Using a large gesso brush, lay the paint on, lightening it with more titanium white as you move diagonally up the canvas. We're going to make the top right hand corner the lightest part of the background. This is where our light is coming from. Varying the coat will also add more interest than a flat colour. Then smooth it all off with a flat tack-on brush. Now it's time to start on Leo. Create a dark tone from Van Dyke brown, crimson red and ultramarine blue. A handy tip for painting with oils and water mixable oils is to knead the tube so any oil that has separated from the pigment mixes together again. This should give you a nice even consistency. We'll start by laying in the darkest of the dark tones. If you're wanting to give this project a go, you can refer to the second image in our PDF lesson. But if you're having a go at painting your own pet, it's generally a good idea when painting alla prima to begin with the darks and then add your lighter tones. You might be wondering why you'd want to do it this way, and it's basically because it's not easy to put thin darks on the top of thick lights. Another handy tip is to keep your darks thin. A little refined linseed medium will help you do this. Keeping your darks thin will also help with the illusion of depth. You might not be able to see it as well as I can on camera, but I can see the warm ground underneath this dark tone. The lights where we took Leo's photos were quite cool, so the shadows can be quite warm. That's why we've tinted the canvas with a very warm tone. Every painter has their favourite brush, and I really like the filbert style. It doesn't create a hard flat edge and gives you a wide variety of strokes, and it's perfect for drawing. You'd remember from our intro just how dark Leo's coat is. He's a very dark brown, almost black, and any light tone really only shows up in very bright light. So to translate this onto our canvas, we'll need to observe the way the light plays on his coat and exaggerate the effect. By now we've painted the browns up to the dark tone we've just laid down. We've done this so we can model the head in relation to where we've laid the shadows, and also so we don't contaminate any browns. Use Van Dyke brown, raw umber and burnt umber, adding in some burnt sienna to warm up any of the browns. You can also add some zinc white to lighten up any tones. Just be careful when using white to lighten browns, because you can drastically change your colour with just a little bit of paint. The good news is that with oils it's so easy to wipe out any troublesome paint and start again. Once we've blocked in a good portion of the face, use a hog bristle fan to blend all of the tones together. The hog bristles themselves also create a little texture that can also suggest fur. The trick to blending with a fan is to hold the brush very lightly and just skim the surface. Because our light is coming from the right, the left side of Leo's head will be lighter and we'll need to lay in a very light brown around his eye. At this stage it's probably a bit too light, but we can easily darken it. Now we'll start to paint Leo's muzzle and block it in. Bulldogs are renowned for their short snouts, but they're not flat and have a very soft curve or concave shape to them. This part of Leo's head is flooded with light, so the front of his muzzle would be light and then transition to a darker tone the closer you get to the head. Keep following this technique and continually refer to the reference photo and make changes as you need to. Leo often comes into our office for visits and to say hello, and I've noticed his little pink tongue and tooth are always visible. So of course I have to include them as they are some of his standout features. Eyes are very important in a painting. Leo's eyes are quite dark, so we lay in some raw umber and then blend in some burnt sienna to give it some warmth. Then blend a tiny little bit of yellow ochre into the bottom part of the eye and add pure titanium white for the highlights. Then follow the same steps for the other eye. If you've ever looked closely at a dog's ear, you've probably noticed how thin they are and how the light shows through them. To suggest this thinness, I'm glazing a coat of zinc white acrylic paint over the ear so the warmth of the undercoat shows from beneath. Then block in any shadow areas with a small filbert brush. This will give them some shape so they don't look flat. Once we've got a bit of tone in there, add some more detail so the ear transitions onto the head and doesn't look stuck on. Then lay in some long strokes to suggest the long strand of hair over Leo's ear. To keep this paint flowing nice and freely, I've added a little water to the mix. This makes it a lot easier to get long, thin strokes. If you're using traditional oil, you can try adding a little bit of terps. In the next stage, we're going to add in any highlights over Leo's muzzle. Create a beige mix from raw umber, white, Payne's grey and a touch of yellow ochre. Apply this with the small filbert. Don't charge the brush with too much paint and lightly drag it over the surface so it sits on top of the undercoat rather than mixing in with it. This is a quick way of suggesting how light plays on skin. Once the face is finished, you can then paint the body using the same method of laying in the tones and blending them all together to give it shape. So what do you think, Leo? Did I get a likeness? He doesn't look too impressed. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you picked up something and stay tuned because we'll see you next time. See you, buddy.